Potential for possible strong tornadoes tonight if they do happen to form. Let's check in with meteorologist Colleen Peterson. And Colleen, I guess one thing we should say is this is probably going to be an uneasy night of sleep. We're going to hear those storms approaching at about what time with thunder and lightning?
I think around 4 o'clock in the morning here in Jefferson County. Before that, I think it's going to be around Bedford and Jasper. So we are under tornado watch. So now it's looking likely that we could see some tornadoes with this system. Now, all tornadoes are different. This is a line that's passing through. So we are going to see spin up tornadoes that have enough ingredients to become strong. So we're not looking at the long tracked tornadoes. We're looking at the short-lived but strong tornadoes in this system. So that tornado watch is in effect. This does include very populated areas, the metro Louisville, areas around Bullitt County, even as far south of Breckenridge County. Those storms are going to continue to cross our area as we head overnight tonight. It's in effect until 6 o'clock in the morning. So the areas that are in this tornado watch from Cincinnati down to southern Illinois, that's really the target area for this system. Looking at the radar, it hasn't developed yet. In fact, over this next hour, I think by midnight, we'll really get a good idea of how strong the storm system is going to be, because right as that dry line crosses southern Illinois, where they have that instability and energy, we'll start to see that line develop. So currently on that radar, it is quiet. We have no storms out there. Heck, we don't even have any rain on the radar yet. So it is going to be a few more hours till we start to see those storms. So earlier in the evening, we were saying it was possible of seeing an isolated storm before 2 o'clock. Now it's not looking as likely. I think around 2 o'clock in the morning, that is going to be our window of starting to see this line enter. So if we see anything strong, it is going to be in this line. 2 o'clock in the morning, first around Seymour and Bedford areas in southern Indiana. And then once we head towards 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, that's when it's going to develop over Tell City. So areas west of Louisville, Corydon, and then by 4 o'clock in the morning, it has been fairly consistent with this timing for the metro Louisville, areas surrounding Jefferson County, including Bullitt County, areas down to Hardinsburg, of seeing the heavy downpours. Now, right along that line, if we get some kinks in it and some rotation, it could drop a tornado that could have that capability of becoming strong. And then it could weaken and lift again and then drop again. So areas around Bardstown and Edtown, it will be a weaker system, but you are not in the clear of seeing potentially a strong tornado, as well as wind gusts around 70 miles per hour. Now, once we head towards 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, it is expected to weaken. So Campbellsville, Adair County, areas in southern Kentucky, your risk is much lower than us here in Louisville that's under that tornado watch. So by 7 o'clock, I think the severe weather will be over. We'll just be left over with a lot of scattered rain in that forecast tomorrow morning around 8 o'clock, maybe even some flurries, because we have a cold snap behind this system. Very interesting. But you know, when cold air and warm air mix, that's where we get those stronger storms, which is why when transitioning into severe weather season, February to March, we'll start continuing to get these strong systems. So by tomorrow afternoon, temperatures will be in the 40s and 30s with some cold wind chills. So when that line enters, it is going to be strongest from Seymour to Bedford to metro Louisville. Once it crosses Bardstown and Edtown, your risk is lower. It's a level 2 out of 5, but it's not 0. And then continuing to weaken around Campbellsville and Columbia, the farther south you go in Kentucky, the less chance that you'll see a strong tornado. But metro Louisville, we are focusing on you, as well as southern Indiana, of seeing that strong tornado, as well as large hail, which is 2 inches in diameter. So don't forget to put your car in a garage tonight and have multiple ways to receive warnings, because this is an overnight event. We have Chief Meteorologist Ben Pine coming in just a few hours to babysit that radar tomorrow morning, and we will let you know if there is a warning. We'll make sure to cut in, and I'll keep you updated on all of our social media platforms. Doug?